ਭਾਰਤ ਨੂੰ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਿਲ ਹਾਲਾਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਥ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਹੈ। ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਵੱਡੀ ਗਿਣਤੀ 'ਚ ਮੁਲਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਭਾਰਤ ਦੀ ਸਹਾਇਤਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਇਸੇ ਲਈ ਵਿਦੇਸ਼ ਮੰਤਰਾਲੇ ਨੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਮੁਲਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਕਦਮਾਂ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਲਾਘਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ। ਭਾਰਤੀ ਵਿਦੇਸ਼ ਮੰਤਰਾਲੇ ਨੇ ਦਾਅਵਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਸਮਾਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਭਾਰਤ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਿਲਾਂ ਭਰਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਲਕਿ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਹੈ।
In how we are tackling the crisis in terms of managing the donations coming from abroad. आप जानते हैं 1 साल से हमारा कोविड सेल फंक्शनल है मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स में, और इस कोविड सेल कभी भी बंद नहीं हुआ। इट वाज ऑलवेज फंक्शनल नॉन स्टॉप, और इसी क्राइसिस में सेकेंड वेव के क्राइसिस पे हम और स्ट्रेंथन किया उसको। वी ब्रॉट इन मोर ऑफिसर्स फ्रॉम वेरियस प्लेसेस to strengthen the thing. It is operational 24/7, and there are hotlines and there are regular contacts with all the missions abroad and also people abroad who wants to reach out to India. Friends, the deeper understanding is that we are deeply appreciative of the generous offer coming from abroad, both from foreign governments, individuals, private entities, NGOs, who have expressed solidarity and support for India. These donations are being channeled through the missions, for which RPG has already mentioned that we have set up a mechanism, and that is now fully functional and taking up cases and proposals one by one. Internationally, there is a recognition of the fact that this crisis is not that of India alone. It is a global crisis requiring collective actions and collective strategies. We believe that it is a reflection of the expression of solidarity and the goodwill for India that is earned over a period of time. Our missions abroad are handling the donations of various types. One is government-to-government donations, private individuals who have expressed interest to offer. These are being channeled. Also, donations that are going to the state governments being channeled. So what we have done is we have created the standard operating procedures, keeping in view the blanket clearances that government has brought in, the import relaxation that has been made. All that has captured in the standard operating procedures which have been given to our missions, and they in turn are guiding donors how to go about it so that there is no confusion. These donations can happen seamlessly, so we are able to save time and save lives. That is the spirit behind it. So every shipment that comes is analyzed, is vetted by the mission. There are specifications, there is a priority list. All this is analyzed first by the missions. And then that information is passed down to Ministry of External Affairs, and this in turn we share it with the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and then discussed in the cell that has been operating under the Ministry of Health on a daily basis. So we go into details of the specifications, what is our requirement, where it can go, things like that. I also like to mention to you, this is all of Government of India approach, and every part of the government is involved in this exercise. The flights that come to India, a prior information is already received from the missions to the headquarters in the Ministry of External Affairs. Our senior officers go to the airports to receive the flights along with the resident ambassadors wherever it is possible, and the information or the publicity about that donation that is received by the government is publicized widely. Thereafter, the distribution and the allocation that has been made by the Ministry of Health is also shared with the foreign governments, both by our ambassadors abroad and by the Ministry of External Affairs in Delhi, so that they are fully aware of how their donation is being used by India and how it is reaching out to the people. That is the spirit here. So let me reassure our foreign correspondents that not even one consignment has remained at the airport or the seaport. They have been directly loaded from the airport to the distribution locations. In real time, it goes and gets distributed, given to that location for right use, immediate use. As of date, as Aarti said, most of the consignments have reached the destination. Some small percentage may be in the transit for logistical reasons, but every consignment is tracked and is ensured that it is properly used in those locations. I'd like to leave at this point of time to just given you an overview, but if there are further questions, I'll come back. Thank you.
Keep in mind that it may be useful to talk about location, timing, and intensity of infections instead of waves and their number, although the latter is in common usage. If we take strong measures, the third wave may not happen in all the places or indeed anywhere at all. It depends much on how effectively the guidance is implemented at the local level, in the states, in districts, and in the cities everywhere. The guidance about precautions, about surveillance, about containment, and about treatment, and about testing. This insidious asymptomatic transmission can be stopped if we follow the guidance. Now, this sounds difficult, it is difficult, but we can and must do this. Now, there have been peaks and falls in different places in India and all over the world at different times, and it is useful to understand how and why the rises of infection take place, why their strength varies, how they fall, and what can happen subsequently. Very simply put, infections rise when the virus has opportunities to infect humans. When the virus runs out of opportunities, infections fall. The virus runs out of opportunities if the number of people it can potentially infect is lowered drastically. This happens because people who have been infected earlier are unlikely to be reinfected for a while. People who are vaccinated are protected, and people who wear masks are distant from each other, isolated from those who are infectious. They are also protected. Without new opportunities and with the above, also done through containment steps, peaks will fall. However, while the virus runs out of opportunities, it is not eliminated. Therefore, if new opportunities are given, if new opportunities arise, so will cases. Now, new opportunities may arise because the virus may find uninfected people who are previously careful and are now lax. New opportunities for infection can arise if people become complacent or unprotected, assuming the surge is over. The frequency and sizes of such ups and downs must be reduced. This is in our hands. So keep effective distance, ensure adequate ventilation, do not crowd indoors or outdoors, wear masks appropriate to your location. For example, caregivers should protect their wards and themselves extra carefully. Remember also that asymptomatic people can transmit. This is all the more reason to take care. As vaccination rolls out until coverage is maximal, each and every measure we take that can prevent or reduce rises and falls in current locations are important. So please stay safe, maintain effective distance, ensure indoors are well ventilated, and with this we can greatly reduce the frequency and size of infections.
ABP Sonja, Josh Jazba, Junoo.